Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 46. The Fiend burns alive. We'll talk about all that and all the TLC goodness later on in the show. But as always, I'm joined by my co-host Simon. How are you today, pal?
Yeah, doing all right, thanks. TLC was it was really good, but I knew because I watched it late. I knew most of what happened before I went into it.
That's the thing, I didn't.
Which took away from it quite a bit, because otherwise I think I'd have been a lot higher on it. Yeah. But that's my own fault. But no, on the face of it, it was really good. It's just a shame that I was expecting something big on Raw tonight, and
that's the one problem. I was trying to do a thing. I wasn't going to stay up for Raw anymore. I was going to go to bed and watch it when I wake up. But I was like, you know what? I'll stay up for tonight because it's the Monday of TLC. We've just seen a man burn alive, and you know what? That got paid off quite well. That's the thing that paid off really well with the whole swing set, etc. We'll talk about that a little bit, but you know, what I mean, that had a good payoff. Just everything else was a bit quite dead. So we'll talk about that, but we'll go straight into I think AEW if you want to do AEW. Have you got it up? Or...
Yeah. Have you watched Dynamite?
I've watched bits again.
Okay. This Dynamite.
It's because I watch NXT live, so I rarely catch any of AEW, and then when I wake up, I'll just completely forget to watch it.
Oh, honestly, right. I think I'm gonna stay away from NXT this week because I watch it on Friday with VPN on. It took me 2.5 hours to watch it, and it's 1.5 hours without ads. So I was just raging watching all of NXT. It was a good show, and don't let me take away from that. But honestly,
do VPNs work? It's genuinely just asking. Do VPNs actually work? Are they worth it?
Yes, but obviously the paid ones are better, and I've got a proper one as part of my computer's antivirus software. But free ones are few and far between.
Yeah. So if any VPN companies want to sponsor us, it's worth a shot.
VPN, Surf VPN, NordVPN.
Is it official VPN? There's many. One of you've got to sponsor us.
But yeah, AEW, it was the calm before, in between the storms. It was an episode that simply existed. It was a good episode. It didn't hit the highs of the Winter is Coming or the last week's show, and it's not going to hit the highs of the 3 special weeks that they've got coming up.
No,
because it's a holiday bash tomorrow night. So it was just there, which was good because then it makes the bigger shows feel big. Not everyone can be a pay-per-view. It started with Hangman Page and Dark Order, the Good, the Bad, and the Hungry versus Matt Hardy and Private Party.
Yeah, so I've realised how good the Dark Order are. Wait, no, sorry. I've realised how good John Silver is. He's unreal, isn't he? He's great.
They are very good, but I'm ready for Brody Lee to come back because I want to see him get them in shape and sort of have a bit more discipline.
That's something. Is he injured?
Reportedly injured. Some people think that he's quarantining for Wrestle Kingdom.
Ah, okay. That one thing I would really like is if he comes back and just goes, the Dark Order has become a joke and stuff like that, and because that could really work in the storyline of, well, Dark Order and Venice have been a bit of a jokey team now for a couple of months while Brody Lee hasn't been there, because when they were there, they were feared a feared product, but obviously now that he's not there, John Silver's sort of become a meme, if anything, in AEW at least.
Yeah.
That could work really well.
Totally. Hangman Page had a good time. He enjoyed being with Dark Order. I'm just trying to find the Brody Lee stuff, see if there's any updates, but I can't find anything. But it's not a serious injury. So the Hardy Party got the win. They hit Gin and Juice, and then Matt Hardy tagged himself in and got the win. So it was they got the win, but Matt Hardy got the pin and didn't do anything. Have you seen BT this week?
No.
So I think
on their Twitter.
Well, I was just going to say the Matt Hardy's thing. He kind of explained it on BT. Is he says the business leached off him for so many years now. He's going to start leeching off the business. So basically, he's becoming a bit more no nonsense.
Okay, I thought you said BT. I was like, why BT talking about AEW? I didn't realize it'd be in the Elite. I was like, God.
It's all right. I feel like there's not really been much build to this Matt Hardy thing. Like he's just gone through so many gimmicks in such a short amount of time. It's like
Yeah.
I don't.
Most creative man in wrestling, in fairness. He's up
He
there,
is.
isn't he? With Bray.
He doesn't feel particularly important though. But then I guess he's not meant to be. Is he? I can't imagine he's got that long left in the ring. With all due respect. I mean, he should still go, but it feels like he's coming to the end of his tenure.
That's the thing.
I think he'd just be better as a manager at this point.
Unless he drastically changed his style, which I just don't think would work with Matt Hardy. I think there's a lot of wrestlers who could go to more of a ground game. And he works with Hardy. He's 46, another probably 2 years maybe of his style, and then either call it quits or go into managing, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Like we say, he's 46. He's got 2 or 3 years left. You know what I found out this week? Bobby Fish is 44.
He's old, isn't he? He's just surprised. He just
looks
good for his age.
Could you imagine saying Bobby Fish has only got 4 or 5 years left?
That's the main
Could
thing.
you imagine Matt Hardy putting on a War Games match 2 years ago?
That's the thing. No.
So, I was amazed by that.
Fish is unreal.
He's in his mid-30s. Yeah. Cody and Angelico, like Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody Rhodes, Angelico. Right, yeah, so the VT, Randy's pregnant. Cody gets introduced to the ring, and soon father to be Cody Rhodes.
I know.
Good, pretty technical wrestling match. Cody got the win. It felt a bit off, felt a bit random. It was good, but and then Team Taz.
What did Cody and Brandy better?
Yeah, totally. Well done to Team Taz though. Because they're getting bigger by the day. Everyone, what a unit! Honestly, like they all come out. They do. They look like a force.
I would hope that needs to be on their Titan Try now. Just what a unit as they come out.
Taz, what a unit! Taz himself is a unit. So yeah, he says, "Team Taz, come to the room, and you're gonna." I can't do a Taz voice. And you're gonna be on paternity. He says he's gonna put Cody on paternity leave. I didn't like this next bit. So arena darkens, snow falls, Sting arrives. Tony Schiavone yells the line. Powerhouse Hobbs goes for Sting. Team Taz pulling back, and then they sort of back off. Cody and Darby were both shown. Cody's got awe on his face, and Darby's just emotionless. So it felt for the third week in a row. It was like, look, guys, we've got Sting. It's Sting. Listen to Tony Schiavone. Yeah. He's doing the line. It's Sting. Also, I don't know. With all due respect to Ricky Starks, 4 meaty men and Ricky Starks backing off from a man in his 60s with a baseball bat isn't the greatest look.
Yeah, I understand why they're doing the whole look at us guys, we've got Sting.
It's very WWE though.
Yes. Do it the first week as you have. Do it the second week just to go, right, we've got Sting. This is his plans in AEW.
It reeks of when Becky Lynch had to hand over the Money in the Bank contract, and then for the remainder of the Raw episode, in between every segment, they were like, "Hi guys, and look, Becky Lynch is pregnant."
Look at all the Twitter
hi guys, look. You know when they just run a VT of the opening segment into the ground? Mm-hmm. It feels like what they're doing that with Sting, which is a shame because it's a really cool entrance, and I like the theme.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can keep on doing it. Just don't repeat yourself. It's simple.
Yeah. Yeah, Bleacher have said that Sting's utilised to perfection, and I can understand that. I think I just don't want it. Sting feels special, and I just don't want him to feel like another guy who's been overexposed. Yeah. But no one in AEW feels overexposed. So
in fairness, with I understand AEW, they were sort of going to try bring lapsed fans back, and obviously a way to do that is bringing Sting. He's Sting at the end of the day, but I do think that you repeating it will get rid of them fans who don't really have an affiliation to Sting.
I'd rather. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean, but I'd rather see Sting in this kind of situation than showing up on January 4th for Legends Night.
But it's Legends Night, Simon. It's Legends Night.
I don't know what the Legends are there for. It doesn't matter why they're there or who they are. It's Legends. Get excited.
It's a tanker and Alicia Fox running wild on Monday Night Raw.
I haven't looked at the lineup, to be honest.
I just know that I'm pretty confident Alicia Fox in there. She's in the vignette. Whoever Alicia Fox on Taylor.
Yeah, I did see that on Twitter actually. Eddie Ring comes out. Eddie Ring.
Eddie
Right.
Ring.
Yeah.
Eddie
Eddie
Ringston.
Kingston hits the ring to address his enemies. He addresses Pac, says he's ended his career before turning his attention to Lance Archer. I can't do it. Eddie Kingston's got really distinct voice. Turning his attention to Lance Archer. He said the Murder Hawk Madman. Since when's that been a thing? What was the Murder Hawk Monster?
I thought it was the Murder Hawk Monster as well. It's just an Eddie Kingston. I feel like Eddie Kingston can sort of say anything he wants on the show.
No. Yeah, he made his presence felt. He attacked, he attacked Eddie Kingston. Then Butcher and Blade made the save. Lucha Bros come down, and they sort of just surprise Eddie Kingston. Death Triangle look over the ropes and are angry.
Triangle Della Dead. Great name.
Quite good.
Death
I ain't
Triangle.
got much more to say than that.
No.
This was 14-man tag. So
it was supposed to be 16, weren't it?
No, so it was a 12-man that was supposed to be a 14-man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the missing man.
Wow, Wardlow.
Yeah. Ward, yeah.
He had a family grievance or something.
Yeah. So as a result, Brandon Cutler missed out for the other team.
Not Brandon Cutler.
Not Brandon Cutler. It's kind of funny because he sent that tweet out and everything.
The way being the Elite and AEW Dark are going, they'll make this into an angle. He was supposed to be on that Dark, and it's him trying to make sure.
Yeah, I'd say they would. But I don't know. I kind of feel like
maybe not
making an angle out of someone missing a match because of a family grievance
probably is a bit low.
Seems a bit off. I know they said like the other week the Inner Circle were like Santana can't be here tonight because he's too pissed off when he had a family grievance, but that's not a storyline. That's just addressing it and moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. But in this circumstance, I'd probably say no.
I'm looking forward to Wardlow, by the way. Just everything he's done in AEW so far, because I didn't know him before, and I remember when he first debuted in the package high package was going, and I think I was talking.
Yeah, it was all out 2019, and we were all like, "Who's this guy?"
And it just said Wardlow. I went, "What a stupid name!"
Wait, it said Wardlow is coming.
Wardlow.
It was like it reminds me of the old Lars Sullivan video packages. When they'd be like, "Lars is lurking."
Yeah.
I feel like I have a tendency to recall the most like silly random.
You'll just have that first week. Do you remember in 2007 NXT in Tough Enough when that guy fell over a bridge or something?
Yeah, I enjoyed Tough Enough. Do you remember ZZ, the alligator guy?
Oh, ZZ. That show was incredible for the wrong things. You had Hulk Hogan, who then had to get removed because of all the comments it said. You had The Miz, who came on. You had Billy Gunn, who was just a prick.
You've seen John Silver's Tough Enough audition.
Oh, his Tough Enough audition tape is amazing. It's John Silver. It is just John Silver now, but 5 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Not much has
It's
changed.
produced genuinely good stars. The Velveteen Dream, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green.
I went back and watched from the end of last year, about I think it was like 14 months ago, Heavy Machinery versus Silver and Reynolds on SmackDown, and it's just like John Silver.
Oh, Alex Reynolds. Like, it is weird to see because they are jobbers at the end of the day, because because of being the Elite, for some reason they don't feel like it at points.
Yeah. But in this match, it were Top Flight, Varsity Blonde, and Best Friends. Top Flight, I really like Top Flight.
They're great, are they? The two new tag team guys aside, Top Flight and is it Anthony Bowens?
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. Them two great, really good new signings. I think we talk about how that tag team division is got a lot of people, but two really good signings.
I do prefer the Acclaimed at the moment.
At the moment, yeah, just I think they're a bit too.
I dislike Top Flight. Yeah, so it was quite good. Can't remember it. Yeah, Inner Circle got the win. Yeah, fair enough. Quite just a big tag match. SCU versus the Acclaimed. Castor and Bowens. So I'm trying to think of what they said here. Yeah, they said Frankie Kazarian was an outdated format, like a CD. Said he had hair plugs, and I was like, "Yo, the Acclaimed, like the theme song is they've got the full package, theme, look, promo, yeah."
Hmm.
Only bad negative after Caster had done his rap, Frankie Kazarian took the mic and then actually did better than Max Caster,
Yeah, but it's
which
Kazarian,
I
and
thought made Max Caster look not great.
yeah, but it's Kaz. Kaz is a
It
good.
it it it'd have been good, but his lines were actually better. Do you know what I like? It'd have been all
Yeah,
right if
they're
they'd done
really
a rap
best.
battle and it'd have been a bit more like joking. The lines weren't as good, but no, they were better than the
They were
guys
they were
who's
good.
who think it's meant to be. Yeah,
Not
the
the
Acclaim got the
best.
win. They face Young Bucks for the titles next week, but they won it. Illegal shot to the face with the boom box.
So
And then
old.
on
Boombox.
BTE, I think they show a video of it where Caster hits the boom box, and then like the wrestlers at ringside are telling the referee, he's hitting with the boom box, and you just see Max Caster looking at them and going, "Stop snitching! Stop snitching!"
I think that's one bonus of having not a proper crowd. Obviously, I know you have got a crowd there, but like your ringside crowd are the wrestlers. You can sort of have more interaction with the crowds, like more not generated, more fake reaction. I can't think of the word. I know what I meant.
Yeah, yeah. Um, right, it's 2:30 in the morning, so you know what that means. It's the women's segment.
They're still lacking, aren't they? Tell you they need. They need a Tessa Blanchard or something. They need a big woman, and unfortunately, she's the only one available. I know that we've obviously got the everything going on with her, but
Try and get
they
Ty
do.
Valkyrie if her Impact contract's up, maybe. I don't know.
She's going to WWE.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's
um,
definitely going to WWE.
Serena Deeb and Big Swole beat Diamante and Evilise.
That
Diamante is always the best thing she's a part of.
that's the thing. They've actually got a really stacked women's like not mid card, but like middle level division. They just don't. For me, the only big star they've got is Britt Baker. Like they don't have anyone that's on Baker's level currently. Like so that's why I think if you get a Tessa Blanchard, that's the thing. There's not many available who are really hitting the big heights, aren't there? Obviously, I know
No.
you've been shafted with the pandemic, so you can't have your Japanese wrestlers.
But
Uh,
can't they? Why can't they fly over?
unless they just don't want to risk it. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know,
quite possible.
but yeah, I think
Um,
they have been shafted a little bit by that.
but then main event was the no DQ world title eliminator match: Joey Janela, Kenny Omega. So Kenny, I can't remember what Kenny Omega's ring entrance this week really made me laugh because it was, he is responsible for Impact Wrestling's highest rating in this many years.
It's just him being a
With,
prick.
with Kenny Omega on the show, Impact's ratings increased by 33%. He took
I,
the Phoenix route, flying from Nashville, Tennessee, flying over North Carolina.
I do
Yeah,
like
it's so good.
I do like what they're doing with it. I think when they first I think
So good.
announced the Impact partnership, everyone was a bit like Impact really, because I think a lot of people probably don't realize. I've realized what Impact are doing now through you, but I don't think most people do.
Yeah,
And so,
I've been flying that flag from all the way back in May or something when I put it on because I was bored.
and I think Kenny is really made it feel like a big show, and I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to the
I mean,
match.
I really enjoyed Impact again this week when I come on to it.
Yeah.
It was quite good. Have you seen anything that happened on Impact?
Nope.
Also, there's one thing that a couple of things that I'm really looking forward to. One may involve a mixed martial artist showing up. I'll leave it
Okay.
at that.
Ronda Rousey.
So yeah, you'll see. Yeah, Don Callis comes out, tells Tony Schiavone to get off commentary. What does Tony Schiavone slumped in his chair, goes, "Kiss my ass and get out of here." You love to see it. So then
Tony's good as well, isn't
Don Callis just grabs the mic and just does commentary. At ringside.
he? Yeah.
And he's just there going, "This is how you do play-by-play, Schiavone."
It's one of my favourite heel things. Heel manager stuff. Oh, who were it? It was on an episode of Main Event a couple of years ago, And I can't remember who it was. Someone who had a manager. It might have been
Right.
Heyman and Cesaro, and
Okay.
Heyman was just cutting the promo on the
Yeah.
through the entire match. He was just cutting a promo as Cesaro was winning the match.
The two that I was going to go to, one of my personal favourite wrestlers in the world was Leo Rush. Just used to do it during Lashley's matches. Get him,
Yeah,
big man.
that's what it was.
At the big man. Hit him with that side chest pose.
I've really started to love.
And then he goes, now show them your favourite pose, Lashley. And he just bends over and
gets
shows
his
them
ass
around.
out.
I loved it. It was so.
So I love trashy TV. I'm a fan of MTV shows, and he's currently on The Challenge, and I'm rooting for him so much. Right, The Challenge is a good. It's typical MTV stuff, but like there is a physical aspect to it. So watching Leo Rush go up against these big guys, like winning challenges, is just something nice. And also, he's a wrestler.
Yeah, well, he's got he's got tons of charisma. He's made for TV.
Yeah.
He's a born entertainer.
The people I watch this guy and people going, I really like Leo. He's entertaining. It's like, well, yeah, he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler.
Pride.
Yeah,
I've championed Leo Rush ever since he signed for WWE.
I can't believe he got fired.
No, it's criminal. Right, this might be slightly more niche. Do you remember when Titus O'Neil or the primetime players were managed by Abraham Washington?
Yes, because it came up on my Twitter the other day.
Yes, and Abraham Washington used to do commentary at ringside.
The primetime players used to be. They were in the Elimination Chamber match in the tag team.
I love PTP. I remember doing the dance at one of the house shows, millions of dollars, playing side to side.
Yeah, it's mental because it is an awful gimmick. The whole of it, they're just a bit rich.
Well, it's with no racial stereotypes here. It's black people. It's Street Profits 1.0.
It's the way that Vince would say, they're black. They've got to be like hip and cool and all. They've got to have a catchphrase. Like no, Vince, just make them really good wrestlers. No.
I did like the millions of dollars though.
Millions of dollars. Nothing beats fucking Titus Worldwide. Him, Dana, and Apollo.
Dana Brooks, statistician.
Yeah.
Just
doesn't fit into it.
It's my favourite bit. My favourite bits of wrestling are Kenny Omega, the Swing Man, Iguana Man, and just anything that is to do with like random WWE drop gimmicks from 5 years ago.
It's great. It's great. Wrestling is great.
It's a Kenny Omega squash match for the first 5 minutes. Joe Janela gets nothing in, and then goes up for the one winged angel, slides down the back, and then Joe Janela drops a leg on Omega through a table, but he doesn't drop the leg; he just sits on his face.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of hope.
Get injured in this?
No.
I remember seeing some online they got injured.
All right, no, I've not seen this. Kenny hit the one winged angel, got the win. It was never really in doubt. It felt quite flat as a main event, but flat in the right way because there was no atmosphere, because there was no commentary because Don Callis was doing it.
Yeah, I think also, unfortunately, Janela isn't that main event guy, so it does. I feel like it feels like a squash match on the main event shouldn't be the ending of the show. I know that something happened after, but
I think Joey Janela will be the first one to ask for his release. I just think they've got too many guys, and he'll be the one who's most unhappy with how he's being used.
I was thinking, no, I take it back. Ignore me.
Yeah.
I was thinking WWE, and I was like, no, just no.
Doesn't suit.
Well, I know that his girlfriend's there now.
Who that?
I know, Joey Janela's. So I was wondering if possible. Brandy Lauren?
Oh, Brandy Lauren, in NXT.
She recently signed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, possible. Pac and Death Triangle rock up. Pac says, how can Omega be the rightful champ when Rey Fenix competed in the world title tournament and never lost? Oh, I love continuous storytelling.
I also like that Pac is a really good mouthpiece for the English viewers. I'm guessing for the American viewers, they hate it.
And then Pac reveals that Tony Khan reveals that Tony Khan has said that Kenny Omega will defend his title against Rey Fenix on December 30th. What a way to finish the last episode of Dynamite in 2020.
That's going to be a stellar match, innit?
I didn't think this episode was particularly great at the time. Looking back, I think it's really good.
That's going to be just a good match.
Yeah,
Phoenix
but,
versus
like,
Omega.
what is there to say? I'd give him the final 45 minutes.
Oh, I genuinely think I know it's a 2-hour show. Genuinely, give him an hour. If them
I'm only
two
saying that because we had Mox and Omega go for an hour,
true,
and that was on a special show. This isn't really a special show, nor has it had much build.
maybe 45 then. I
Yeah.
think it needs a long time. Give it a long time because we know them two. Didn't they wrestle at AAA a couple of months ago?
I think so. Yeah. I think I've seen that
For the
Not
belt
match, but
because
I
he's
know
still the
about
champion.
it. Yeah,
Kenny
yeah.
of the holds the AAA belt, so could probably that'll come into play maybe. But a good episode of AEW, they do blow it out of the water. Some episodes never feel like huge episodes, but they're consistent. I think the Wednesday stuff are the best thing on wrestling currently. Both shows are consistent. I think for me, they divert in terms of how I enjoy them. I think depending who's on the show for NXT. For me, if NXT have got like Era, your Grimes, and they've got a light relief segment, for me, I prefer it over AEW. But both shows are blowing it out of the water, which you can't deny. And unfortunately, Raw and SmackDown are being left in Raw, more specifically, just being left in the wind by it.
Yeah, spot on, really. On to
Good show.
NXT. Obviously, yeah, you can carry NXT.
Yeah, showing up with the way. Well, it didn't. It probably opened up with a promo, but because of the order, no, it didn't. Showing up with the way. Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory taking on Leon Ruff and Kushida. Kushida found himself a tag team partner in former NXT American champion Leon Ruff, obviously. So he's a good tag team partner. He's a champion. They lost. Ruff hit a springboard cutter and with the crucifix, but Theory came in, blind tag, hit Ruff with a modified flapjack kind of thing. Picks up the win anyway. Correct result. Obviously, it's not brand new faction, but it's a newer faction than Leon Ruff and Kushida in terms of actual thing. They've got momentum, is what I'm meaning.
Yeah, I like Austin Theory. Austin Theory is good.
And this is actually the perfect. Obviously, Theory being in so many stables in his main roster time. This is actually probably the right stable. Like the one with Andrade and Angel
where he needs to be now.
Didn't make sense. They were just good-looking guys. The one with Seth and Messiah didn't work well with Seth Palloon. This fits the heelish actual Austin Theory rather than them trying to modify him.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that because Austin Theory's great.
It's where he probably should be at the moment.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Tyler Rust. So Ciampa sets up a chair outside the ring, opening for Timothy Thatcher. Instead, Thatcher didn't come out. Ciampa just punished Tyler Rust. Thatcher did come out and was just sat watching. Rust accidentally kicked Thatcher. Thatcher was then had to be held back by the referees to stop beating up Rust. Goes back into the thing. Looks like he was actually going to win this match. Really pushed to the moon. But Ciampa eventually gets the win with the Willow's Bell. I think during the ad break, I know NXT shared it. Malcolm Bivens came out and said, "You could be a big star. Come with me." Great.
With all due respect, to say that barely anyone knows who Tyler Rust is in terms of the mainstream audience, he got a hell of a showing.
It did, didn't it? I think this is what Ciampa should be used
to be a main event guy.
I don't think main event, but definitely North American for sure. I think this is what Ciampa is going to be used for from now on, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I am as well, but it seems weird to give Tyler Rust such a big showing when we don't know anything about him. He's had no promo, no video package. He's just Tyler Rust.
That's the thing. He hasn't had much.
Who is Tyler Rust?
Who is Tyler Rust? I think is the question we're all asking.
Yeah, like he's good, and all he needs is a bit of character and just a bit of introduction. But yeah,
come out of nowhere. Because obviously I know that Ciampa doesn't really want to go up to the main roster, so he wants to stay with his family, which is lovely. Perfect way to get on NXT.
I'm just on Tyler Rust's Wikipedia page, and he's had one hair versus hair match against Peter Avalon.
Ah, I seem to be that Avalon actually worked the Indies, didn't he? And he was like on it a lot. Because I watched an old PWG highlight show, and Peter Avalon was on it, and I was like, it's weird to see because just where he is now in AEW.
Yeah, although he's on a win streak. He's winning on
Ever since
Dark
he
every
beat
week for fun.
ever since he beat Brandon Cutler.
Pretty Peter Avalon. No, Brandon Cutler beat him.
Oh, he did, didn't he? But
yeah, and then he's now Pretty Peter Avalon, and he's
still with
he
Leva
beat Fuego. He beat Fuego del Sol to get his first win.
What a name. We got another hype package for Xia Li and Boa. And this time Xia Li is forced to beat up Boa. These segments are good, aren't they?
Is what we want to see.
It's
this is the only thing on NXT at the moment that I can say I'm genuinely invested in.
Really, for me, I'm really liking it. It's just, I don't know what.
This is it. This is the one. This is the best bit of NXT.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just a bit. It's gritty. It's something very different from what you usually see on your WWE NXT programming. I like it. Like it a lot. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Pete Dunne to an NXT title opportunity against Finn Balor and New Year's Evil. But as the bell rang, basically before the opening bell, Drake Maverick and Killian Dane looked to sell business with Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. Adam Cole and Roddy Strong and even Breeze Angle joined in the sort of the melee. There's fisticuffs here, which I love. Once the action was underway, it became immediately evident how familiar Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne become with each other's repertoires over weeks of warring between their factions. As both superstars tried to counters while jostling for an early advantage, O'Reilly eventually claimed the edge, countering a potential X-Plex attempt on the apron into a suplex on the floor. The Undisputed Era's martial arts master followed with a diving knee off the top rope, punching his ticket to face Finn Balor. Do you think he wins?
Yes.
Because I think Balor goes to NXT UK.
Just a casual takeover match in the middle of NXT. What do I think he wins and Balor goes to UK?
Yeah, because we've still got the Volta.
I hadn't considered that, but I'm going to say yes.
I genuinely think it might happen.
But yeah, I don't know. The NXT takeover Dublin though isn't until June, so maybe they're going to give it 6 months to build. But I look at the UK division at the moment, and I apart from A-Kid, I don't really know who
Ilya,
is
maybe.
a credible challenger to Walter.
I'm about to say Ilya, but he's already sort of had a challenge.
Yeah, like Dragunov's just lost and he's not even been on TV since.
He had a hype package, I think, because I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, this week he had a good video package, but you just wouldn't throw him straight back in the mix. It's like I saw on SmackDown this week they're doing Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns again, and it's like the match at TLC was so good, but why?
It was not a perfect ending to the feud, but it was just really nice.
Yeah.
No way to ruin it like that. Come on, you did better than that. Shotzi Blackheart defeated Indy Hartwell via disqualification. So the way came out, and the trophy Gargano unveiled last week wound up in Indy Hartwell's hands, but the referee saw a blast Shotzi Blackheart with it, leading to a DQ. Featured far from sweet those. Blackheart those. Lorraine laid her out with the wicked stepsister afterwards. Love that. Again, the way sort of dominating on the show. It's what it should be. Like I don't know what else to share. The new debut faction. Indy Hartwell.
I don't have anything to add. I was a bit. I don't get this bit.
Yeah. I just it's typical heelish stuff. Lorraine gets the upper hand. Yeah, all for it.
And for Des Troy.
Yeah, I say Karrion Kross defeated Desmond Troy. Obviously, Kross returning from his shoulder injury, picks up a win. He will be challenging Damien Priest at New Year's Evil as well.
Yeah, I like Karrion Kross until the bell rings.
Oh,
his matches are. I'm going to say they're boring, and you could say, well, they're not meant to be thrillers, but even his offense doesn't. It looks clumsy.
I wasn't the biggest fan. I think he's great. I do. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I understand why he's liked. I don't know. There's something about him.
It's a shame though, because it's a shame I say that because like his imagery is so good. You know, everything that goes with it, the TikTok, the Romanian,
Charlotte,
the yeah,
like I said,
the
everything goes well.
vultures.
I think the injury came at the worst time because when he got the belt and stuff, he was really rolling, and now unfortunately he's going to have to get all that momentum back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, we'll see. Right, I take it back when I said the Boa Xia Li stuff is the only thing I care about because we had an Everrise interview. So you know when every week I've been saying they're just cutting like 80s style promos.
Yeah.
Everrise rules. This was Everrise down to a T. Matt Martell, they're going to get stricken from the records.
Their Twitter game is great. I've got to give it that.
They're so good, and more and more people are coming round to Everrise.
Yeah, I think they might not now, but give it a month. I think might be the new challengers to the tag belts.
They're just the promos because the thing is they're good promos, but they're also funny.
Yeah, very
I
charismatic.
love Matt Martell. They're just yelling at Mackenzie. Do something, Mackenzie.
Their Twitter game is great though, because someone tweeted KO like, "Where were your friends?" And someone Zami's in and went, I refuse to get help off him until he cuts his hair." And then someone just tweeted Everrise saying a thing, and then just went, "Everrise weren't even in the building, brother," or something like that.
Yeah, in the way they sort of use the language of pro wrestling, they remind me slightly of the Swingman.
We love the Swingman.
Honestly, if we could get an Everrise Swingman faction.
I can't wait till the Swingman is on Cameo, and for the anniversary episode of the podcast, I get Johnny Swinger.
Well, do you know? I'm not even joking. I've already looked into getting a Swinger cameo because he is on it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And I think they're not ridiculously expensive.
Well, because it's the Swingman. Surprisingly, I don't think he's got much hype
around him. They put all the Impact lot on Cameo, so like Josh Matthews will just advertise it midway through, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I had 36 requests in the past week," and like Madison Rain will be like, "Are they all from like nerdy kids or your mum or something?"
Are they married, them two?
Yeah, but Madison Rain's walking away from Impact.
Oh,
she's leaving because she's been offered a full-time job elsewhere.
Ooh,
fair enough.
Whereabouts? Where do you think?
Oh, it's not in the wrestling world.
Oh, it's right.
Just elsewhere.
Oh, never mind then.
she's just got another job. You know, there's no drama. It's just that's Madison Rain.
By the way, I have found Johnny Swingers. £18.75.
Oh, that's not bad, is it?
No, I'm just watching one of the videos now. Please tell me he's in
I haven't actually watched any of them. Does he do them in Swingman character?
Yeah.
Is anyone actually listening now? Can we get away with doing this? Because I feel like I want to listen to one myself.
Can I play? If I can play the audio, hold up. I think I can. Hold up. Share screen. You're going to see the stream for literally 2 seconds. There he is. Can you hear it?
Can you shit now?
Oh, please. Hold up. Share audio.
Pounds for 20 reps or so, daddy.
There you go. Look at him. He's living life. Here we go. Play from the start.
My number one Mizark.
He's
Swingman, wishing you the happiest Christmas since the Iron Cheek stretched Bobby Backlund in the garden. Ben and I think you're wasting way too much time playing this Fortnite gimmick. Maybe you need to dye your hair black and be more like the Swingman. Get out there and pop some gimmicks and chase some Rizats. Maybe lay down on the bench and throw up a few 100 pounds for 20 reps or so, daddy.
He's great. He's just great.
I can't. Oh. He's my favorite. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I will actually do that, to be honest. I'd pay for a cameo from the Swingman.
It's a Swingman. You can't deny the Swingman.
Those Fortnite gimmicks.
Fortnite gimmicks, brother.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tony Storm won.
Yeah. Tony Storm beat Rhea Ripley. Great win for Tony. I think she probably needed that, Tony, just because I think Rhea can afford to lose. Tony sort of needs it on the show.
Yeah, and if anything that puts Tony Storm in a positive light, I'm all for. She's probably Yeah, I said it before. Like, I used to really like Bianca Belair in NXT, and then she went, and then I wasn't too bothered about anyone. Toni Storm is the one.
She's unreal.
At
She
the
is
moment.
unreal.
So, yeah.
But-
Tony Storm and Ever Rise, that's what I watch NXT for.
Again, a good episode of NXT, just building towards New Year's Evil. So all we're waiting for will be two weeks away. So not 2 weeks. Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be on the 5th. So yeah, 2 weeks away. So not long. Obviously, SmackDown's being recorded tonight as well, so spoilers will be out for that soon. But are you ready? It's time for Impact.
Is it time for Impact?
It's time for Impact and main event.
Right, here we go.
Here we go.
It was good this week. So, we started up with Alicia Edwards versus Tenille Dashwood. All right, okay, so we got off to a slow start. Tenille Dashwood won. Moose addresses Rich Swann and Willie Mack responds. So the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose makes his way to the ring just days after playing mind games with Rich Swann. Addressing Rich Swann, he warns the champ to call his best friend Willie Mack and ask him what pain feels like. Almost as if on cue, Willie Mack appears, but security steps between the two, just as Mack said he didn't come out to wrestle tonight. He took exception to the referee calling for the bell at his expense when he knew damn well he had plenty of fight left. Willie Mack challenged Moose to an I Quit match at Genesis on January 9th, to which Moose said he's not the guy. He warned him he's not the guy to have such a match against. A brawl broke out. Moose drop kicks Willie Mack and then hammers away at the security guards. Backstage, he tells the interviewer that he's tired of independent wrestlers putting his hands on stars like him. And that match has been booked for Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love an I Quit
match. It's going to be awesome.
An I Quit match is great.
Manic versus that man again, Mr. Impact Wrestling, Chris Bay. It amazes me how he's on every show. It's not a bad thing. It's just he was a virtual unknown this time last year, and just the progress he's made is just superb. So, let's try and find what happened here. So yeah, Rohit Raju and Chris Bay get a plan together backstage to unmask Manic, reveal his TJP, and force Impact officials to strip him of the title because TJP was, wasn't allowed any further opportunities. But a low blow from Chris Bay leaves Manic sort of, down and on the ground. Rohit Raju does a run-in, delivers a cheap shot to Chris Bay. So Chris Bay won the match by DQ and now gets a championship opportunity.
Okay.
So they want to unmask Manic, so Rohit Raju clobbered Chris Bay, so Chris Bay wins and then gets a title match. It's kind of clever.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't know. It feels a bit of a step down for Chris Bay. But yeah, it was what it was.
It is what it is.
Tyra and Rosemary versus Tasha Steelz and Kayra Hogan. Tasha Steelz and Kayra Hogan won, so they're through to the final of the Impact Knockout Tag Tournament, so they get a title match at Hard to Kill. Genesis and Hard to Kill are 7 days apart.
Who's on the other side?
I can't remember.
Find out. Impact Women's.
Yeah, I can't remember. But basically, after this match, Kayra Hogan and Tasha Steelz are celebrating backstage. But then in walks the Swingman. He sits on a cabinet and sort of puts his legs up and goes, right then, who wants to party with the Swingman, Daddy?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Well, they say whose uncle is this yet again? And then they leave saying because he brought beers to party with. They brought his beers, and then Swingman went, "Well, why all the heat, Daddy? There's always heat in the business." Then he finds the fanny pack, that was keeping Hernandez's money in.
Yeah.
Swingman says he'd been looking for a new fanny pack himself. Has a look in the kayfabe compartment and finds the cash that they couldn't give to Hernandez. So Swinger's got the cash. Looks at it and
says, know he's going to get framed.
He says it's Impact's drawn a big house tonight. Thinking, it's the money that that's been drawn from the crowd.
He's unreal, isn't
It was innocent swingman stuff, but I laughed.
Oh, bless
so yeah, Swingman's now got the money, so I'm looking forward to Swingman versus Hernandez.
He's just gonna get framed.
But now this is the segment. So, do you remember what I said earlier about martial arts?
Yeah.
After the tension between Josh Alexander and Ethan Page, tell me when you latch on, or you might already have them.
Okay.
When it reached a boiling point at final resolution, Josh Alexander has a match against Brian Myers. So they have a decent enough match. But as Brian Myers is setting up for his lariat finish, a man appears from underneath the ring and unloads on Myers with a big kick. It's not Ethan Page. It's the Karate Man.
It didn't click until you said it's not Ethan Page.
It's the Karate Man.
For God's sake.
So he strikes a pose in the ring and then just basically just does like loads of like karate kicks on Brian Myers. And gets Josh Alexander DQ'd. And then so that was that. It was all right. And then it was just an introduction for the Karate Man on Impact. Which
and I said in my head, I was going, "Is Ken Shamrock back in the main event picture?"
I love the Karate Man. Like, if you can find any videos of the moment he just peers up from the ring apron, it's a really good shot. You've got the eyes, yeah.
I also did find out who's in the other bracket. It's Havoc and Nave versus Jazz and Jordan Grace.
Oh, it's Jazz and Jordan Grace.
To decide, is it on their YouTube? It's got to be on their YouTube. Impact.
The Karate Man thing.
Got to be, yeah.
Yeah, it will be. If you just find the shot of Ethan Pitt, the Karate Man, just peering over the apron, and then Josh Matthews going, "Is that the Karate Man?"
Oh, this is from 2 weeks ago because Ethan Page came out. He hadn't come out underneath the ring.
Oh no, it's on.
Hold up! I think I found him. He must have come out earlier in the match because Brian Myers is about to set Josh out. For God's sake, that's the Karate Man that we all should know who it is.
Yeah, so after that, Josh Alexander just walks out on him. Then we had a video package that saw Eric Young baptise Cody Deaner in the name of change, awakening a more serious side in the comedy wrestler. He says, "This world doesn't belong to them." Finish the line. It belongs to us.
Us.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue.
I'm going to say, I feel like I say it every week because it's their catchphrase now. Because Eric was just recruiting people. Fair enough. Maybe it's because it was in all the Bound for Glory promos, and it was just drilled into me.
I was like, I don't have a clue what you're saying here.
Fair enough. So then we had the main event. The Machine Gun, Carl Anderson versus Chris
These are my boys. I love him.
Wow. So yeah, backstage. So Kenny Omega's on, the Lex Express with Don Callis and Carl Anderson. And they're saying we want to see, a more ruthless side of the Machine Gun. And then Kenny Omega's there, like mimicking a machine gun in the bus. So they tell him, go out there and win the match.
Yeah.
So Carl Anderson gets most of the offense in, and eventually gets the win. But he gets the win with a schoolboy roll up and got a load of the types. So it was a dirty win.
Heel win.
Yeah. Back in the Impact Zone, Rich Swann confronts Carl Anderson on the entrance ramp. But back in the bus, Kenny Omega takes exception to Rich Swann showing his face and tells Don Callis to watch a master at work. So then a brawl breaks out between Rich Swann, MCMG, and Carl Anderson. Then Doc Gallows shows up, and then Kenny Omega shows up. Kenny Omega blasts Rich Swann with the AEW World title, stands tall with the Good Brothers, and issues a challenge for a 6-man tag that Don Callis made official and hard to kill. Yes. And there we have it. The first Impact versus AEW match, and it's a Bullet Club reunion.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to wear my Bullet Club shirt. I'm going to wear it. It don't fit me. My belly hangs out, but I'm going to wear it for the pride of Bullet Club.
That was Impact. It was. It flew by.
For me, I wish New Japan had links with AEW because Bullet Club are one of my favorite things in wrestling. Like Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa were incredible.
I think they do. They've just not announced it yet.
Yeah, for me, Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa are incredible. And I'd love it if Bullet Club came back. And then at like All Out, your main event is like a 5-man tag team match. Bullet Club versus the Young Bucks, Kenny, Cody, Hangman. I don't know how you get all the paths to align. I don't know how you do. I don't really care. That's your main event. That's what everyone.
Yeah, I'd be well up for it.
I think they did it in New Japan, but it just like 2 years on, 3 years on since AEW was created, and they left New Japan. Tanga Loa, Tama Tonga, El Fantasma, no Hideo Itami, Kenta, and then even like Haiku Leo or someone.
Yeah.
Versus the boys.
Totally. Just before we go on to all the WWE stuff, I'll go on. I just want to bring up 205 because Everrise got a very decisive less than 7-minute win over the Singh brothers.
Oh yeah, but it's the Singh brothers who really
Everrise. Well, yeah, see, the 205 Live originals, so they've got some standing on the show. And then on main event, Reckoning, because it's in all caps, defeated Nikki Cross, and Lindsay Dorado defeated Akira Tozawa.
Who were Reckoning?
Not that anybody asked.
I might say who were Reckoning. Not Reckoning. God, Nikki Cross. She really has been left in the dust, hasn't she?
I watched it this week, and it was Peyton Royce versus Nikki Cross on main event. So obviously, I watched it like a bit later, and it was Nikki Cross was doing an interview with Sarah Schreiber in the ring, and they were like, and she was just there giving the usual stuff of, the Fiend might have got to Alexa, but nothing gets in the way of friendship. It's like it's still. Her character's been motivated by friendship for so long, and it's like, drop it.
Just get her a frog.
Friendship frog.
Yeah, I don't know. Nikki Cross is capable of. Look at her insanity. She was great. She was this lunatic character. It's just sad.
It's a horrific direction to build a character around, especially when it's not going anywhere.
That's the thing. It's not even happening on Raw.
It makes her look desperate.
It does.
Desperate and a loser.
She's not a loser.
It makes her look like one. She's a loser. She got beat on main event. I'll let you take the TLC kickoff unless you want to go overall.
I'll do SmackDown first, just because it was just before. Just before TLC. I enjoyed TLC though, but we'll talk about SmackDown. We'll skim through it because TLC was good, and I'd love to talk about that. Show opened up with Kevin Owens calls out Roman Reigns before going on the hunt for him. So basically 1 week after Roman Reigns attacked KO and taunted his family, KO returns to SmackDown and call out the Big Dog, limiting him a hypocrite and a coward, and showing his determination to punish Reigns at WWE TLC. When Paul Heyman emerged on the Titantron, instead of calling him a martyr, Owens shut him down and opted instead to go find the Universal Champion himself. The pursuit eventually led to a vicious 2-on-1 mauling at the hands of Reigns and Jey Uso ringside. Later, Reigns instructed his unhinged cousin to end Owens and take him out, which promoted Jey Uso to unleash 2 more vicious attacks on Kevin Owens. And this really does set up your main event, the TLC match, of how KO has been beaten, he's been bruised, he's not even been given an opportunity, Roman, and when he gets that opportunity, he's not throwing it away, and it's one thing I really like. I think we'll talk about more when we come on to TLC, but it was an for me, it was the match of the night. No, it was up there, like, it had everything that I love in a match. But yeah, really good build to TLC. You had the Street Profits beating Ziggler and Russo. Ziggler obviously picked up the win last week over Montez, and I know they got the tag team win 2 weeks before that, so that got them the shot. But then it was just over. So they got the non-title win then. But in the height of the explosion, Forge was visible here after he leaped off the top rope, delivered the frog splash on Ziggler. Roberts tried to pick up the win using the tights as leverage, but Ford countered the pin attempt, one of his own, grabbing the tights himself to secure it. So a bit of a heel win. So it's not a thing here. And look, one thing I like, it weren't on thingy, it weren't on the pay-per-view. Because I think currently with so many belts, they're at risk of having all the belts defended and all of them feel relevant. So I'm sort of glad they weren't, and it was on SmackDown.
It's the most tired storytelling trope, isn't it? Just beat the champions to face the champions.
It's annoying.
So lazy.
That's the thing. It's just you can do so much more just by little things. Unfortunately, I think tag team division, you tag team and it really isn't that same level. And I do think cross brand doesn't work. I know people say, "Oh yeah, well it's cross brand it." No, because look at the women's belts. I genuinely think you should be one belt per brand, but really just have a really good story with them.
It don't even need to be about like how many teams you've got though. It's like just
Change it up a bit.
do better stories. Just come up with some creative ideas.
Exactly. The Riot Squad defeated Tamina and Billie Kay. I love Tamina. She's great. Determined to prove what she has, what it takes to beat Liv Morgan with Riot, Billie Kay has Tamina as her surprise partner. To battle the Riot Squad's second week in a row. Billie Kay tagged herself in the match. Just as Tamina was sort of dominating the match. Riot and Morgan turned the tables, hit Tamina with a double dropkick on the apron, and then pinned a Billie Kay for the 3 count. Poor Billie Kay.
Where's this going?
Who knows? I hope it's coming back. I hope WWE have realised, right, we need to put up with Peyton. And they're saying Billy does this for a good month. And the final person is Peyton. And they get the win. It's like it was always meant to be. It was always meant to be Peyton.
No, I mean, I hope that's where it's going as well. But do you not think that would be a better story to tell a year or two down the line, not 4 months after first split?
It should be, but you're at risk then of Billie Kay and Peyton becoming nothing, and then it means nothing. At least now she's on the show.
I guess it's better than nothing, but
yeah,
don't care.
You had little backstage stuff. What do you think about the Otis and Chad Gable stuff?
Right, I didn't. Wait, is this what it is now? Because there was the.
No, I just remember. What do you think about? There was obviously the Sasha Carmel. I was going to ask, what do you think about the pair? Sasha Banks interrupts Carmella's champagne toast, suffered another bottle attack. Yeah, Carmella once again got the upper hand. I think we all know what this was going to lead to, but
right. Yeah, there wasn't much to say.
No. Otis Shinsuke Nakamura.
I liked the pairing, but this match didn't make any sense.
I feel so sorry for Shinsuke. Well, I don't.
Why if Otis is going to hit the caterpillar, Chad Gable stops him, then Otis gets rolled up, kicks out, and then just hits a suplex to win anyway? Surely you either tell the story that Gable coaches him to get the win, or Gable stops him from getting the win, and Otis gets rolled up, loses. You don't just have him win anyway with a different move.
I was thinking it was more of Chad wants Otis to be more serious. So when he's going to hit the caterpillar, Chad's like, no, that's not the way. It's stupid.
That ain't what Chad Gable is, though, is it? You know, Drew Gulak is the more serious guy.
He is, but Chad's got that Olympic wrestling, so he's just trying to coach him a bit.
Yeah,
but
I
understand where they were coming from with this.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not his character, but Otis is an Olympic wrestler as well.
Oh, exactly. That's the thing.
It's all right. I tell you what, the easy solution would be just don't split up Otis and Tucker.
Mentally, Tucker hadn't even been on the show.
Right thing to do. No, Tucker's not been on. Hang on, I'm going to have a look at his database and just see what exactly that heel turn's done for him.
I think you'll be very surprised to see it'd be nothing.
I think didn't he have one match on Raw where he got beat? He got beat by someone in Retribution, and that was it.
Probably, yeah. So, did he get beat by not Reckoning Mace?
Tucker. Yeah. So, where are we? Yeah. So he's had 7 matches. He got beat by Humberto on main event. Beat by Ricochet on Raw. Beat by Akira for the 24/7 title. Beat Drew Gulak for the 24/7 title. Lost the 24/7 title to Drew Gulak. Then beat Drew Gulak for the 24/7 title. And then lost it to Grand Metalik. Do you remember when they did about 15 changes in one segment?
Yeah, when they were rolling in and out of the ring. That's
where 5 of his matches came from. But apart from that, he's not been on TV since November 2nd.
Yeah. And I'm not surprised because I'm going to say you've ruined him, but he wasn't a hot commodity anyway. But
the other day, I was wondering, where is Mojo Rawley?
Where is Mojo?
Yeah,
Mojo, genuinely. Remember his promos?
Yeah, where he's looking in the mirror. Yeah,
They were entertaining.
Mojo hasn't been on TV since June 15th, and he's only had 2 matches since WrestleMania, and only 1 win since January, and one of those, and that was at WrestleMania.
They've just got too big of a roster, unfortunately. Some people.
Yeah, when they do the next set of cuts, I think. Well, I can say I think Mojo's gone, but don't he do loads of charity stuff? It's like Titus O'Neil, and he's the charity guy.
I don't think it's as much as Titus, but I think he's a really good guy. Do you know when they send wrestlers to school? Like I know Natalia goes a lot. I think that's a lot like what he's used for at the company.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'm just looking back now. The guy's been signed since 2012.
Been there for a while, hasn't
he? Wow.
He's a vet.
He's a vet. I bet he's been there a lot longer than a lot of the guys.
He's been there since NXT. Do you know what I mean? Like he was one of the first NXT signings. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. Yes. He's 409 matches, 18 on pay-per-view.
And I saw a lot of not buzz but hate towards like Shinsuke losing to Otis. And normally I would go stupid, but I'm pretty confident Shinsuke's loving living in America and surfing. And
I'm not sure he's that bothered at this point.
That's the thing. I don't think he cares. He's had his moment in terms of he could still go now for sure. But like he had the WrestleMania stuff. He had, I mean, the WrestleMania match we ignored. It was stupid, but he's had that. He had all the New Japan stuff. He sort of had his shining wrestling moment that he sort of doesn't need it again. I feel like he's very content in just living his life.
Yeah, he's 40 and been wrestling for 18 years, so
he's younger than Bobby
fair
Fish.
Enough.
He's younger than Bobby Fish.
He's 4 years younger than Bobby Fish. You can do the Bobby Fish comparison for so many people. Isn't Bobby Fish like 16 years older than Bo Dallas?
He's a year younger than Johnny Swinger.
Oh yeah, the swing man took like 6 years off. He's basically in his mid-30s.
I'm just looking. He's only 4 years older than Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
it's mental.
Hang on, he is. Where is he? 3 years younger than Edge.
Jesus Christ.
And I think they're probably the one that will hammer it home the most. 1 year older than John Cena.
Cowboy Cena's 43.
That's I thought it'd be a bit older than that.
I feel like because he has been he was like the Velveteen Dream in terms of he was young. Think about it. Was it 2002 he debuted? When was Ruthless Aggression?
2002.
2002. So that's 18. That's 19 years. He would have been 30.
He'd only been 24, 25. And then you've got people like Tyler Bate winning his first title at 19.
But he hasn't done much since, has he, Tyler Bate?
Well, I don't know. He had that unreal match with Akid like 2 weeks ago, so I think he's back in the mix.
He's one of the guys that got harmed. You know, the Speak Out movement, which was great, but he got a false allegation towards him, and I feel like that hindered him a little bit.
I feel like it's harmed him slightly.
Yeah. Because he wouldn't even like an allegation. He was like he slept with someone's wife, and then it turns out that weren't true or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was like.
Well, before pandemic, he was on Full Fat NXT, wasn't
he? Yeah.
With Trent Seven. So he has been a bit unlucky in that sense.
Do you think they'll try build NXT's tag team division back up UK and then send them two back over?
Yeah, because they really need the teams. The UK tag division's got quite a lot actually.
So does it like the Full Fat NXT. Like you've got Imperium, Grizzle Young Vets, Everrise, The Era, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. I'd love it. You know what? I'd love it at the next pay-per-view.
Killian Dane.
Drake, yeah.
Killian Dane and Drake have got a match this Wednesday, haven't they?
I'd love like maybe a gauntlet match of like all the tag teams on the division. That'd be fun. Because I really realize how many they've actually got. I don't know who wins, but for the bet, like let's say Maverick and Dane win it. I'd love to say No, I'd love to say like they go and like the first opponent is like Imperium, a tough challenger, but they should pick up the win, and then it gets, and then Everrise like them. I don't think Everrise would win it, but it'd be an easy way for them to win it. You know what I mean?
Everard wins everything.
They do like, do you know, remember the Rumble where they used to draw balls out of like a bingo thing? I quite like that for the Gauntlet match. And Everrise are just so cocky because they think they've got the last number and they've just got it completely wrong or something. And they walk down to the ring like think, we're the final ones. They beat Day and they get excited, and then like, I don't know. Omos and AJ come down. I couldn't think.
Surprise return. They reunite the famous tag team of Alex Shelley and Kushida.
You know what? I did enjoy that though.
Yeah, well, and didn't someone say Alex Shelley's the only man to work for WWE, AEW, not AEW? Yeah, if he works for AEW, then he's worked for WWE, AEW, New Japan, and Impact all in like 1 year.
Yeah, I think the only one who's close would have been Leon Ruff. Was it Leon Ruff? No, no, he's one of the guys in NXT who was worked for AEW. He did as a jobber. He was
Ben
on.
Carter.
It could have been Ben Carter. Oh no, I was thinking of it might have been Leon Ruff, who was Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live main event, and NXT.
Yeah, he's done all the shows.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would be the first. Jericho, Sting maybe. Has been in New Japan. I was trying to think on the roster who's been in every single.
All in a calendar year though.
Oh, in a calendar year. All right. Yeah,
the Kushida thing was this year.
Really? Yeah. What was I watching?
January apparently.
What were I watching? Something, and they were just talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that was that was at the start of this year. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, Edge returned this year.
Edge returned. Yeah.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Oh, well, Big E. And Sami Zayn. Sammy hosted the Sammy Awards. Come on. I did chuckle. At the Sammy Awards. Obviously, taking the piece of the Slammy Awards, which we all know and love indeed. But yeah, he hosted his own, and Sammy won so many awards. He won a Comeback of the Year, Match of the Year, and he was about to read Superstar of the Year. And who was it? It was Big E. Big E won. Big E comes out and just pushes Sammy away. Takes his order, just keeps on pushing Sammy off as Sammy's trying to what's it called? Talking to the mic, and then Big E beats him down, ends the segment. And
it was fine. Big E's definitely going to win on Christmas Day,
which I think is a perfect result.
Yeah, well, it's proper Christmas Day episode of SmackDown, isn't it? Title change, big baby face win.
Well, it's been recorded tonight, so I will definitely I'm not going to be able to avoid spoilers. But if I do see that if Big E's won, I will tune into SmackDown because, SmackDown, innit? And like, if Big E's won, I want to see how he's won. And it's Big E, everyone loves him. But you're right, Bianca versus Bayley. Bayley picks up the win. What do you think about Bayley picking a win? Because I think
it devalues everyone involved. Because if Bianca wins, well, then she's just beaten. Why just have a lose in the first place?
I think Bayley's on a losing streak.
It's the 50-50 booking that flattens everyone out and ultimately no one gets over. Not that it'll matter when Bianca wins the Rumble, but in the meantime, it's pointless.
Yeah. And then the main event, we'll go through a bit quicker because I've realised we've been going for nearly an hour and we're not even on Raw or TLC. Kevin Owens refused to stay down, and this was really... And as Jey Uso and Roman buried them under tables, ladders, and chairs, this was really setting up the TLC match of what's it called? What's the word? Die trying. That's what I meant. And that set up the end of the main event of SmackDown. Just Reigns and Uso beating KO down. But we'll move on to TLC. We had the kickoff match, which was Big E, Daniel Bryan, and Otis and Chad Gable defeating Sami Zayn, King Corbin, Cesaro, and Nakamura. Good opener.
Yeah, well, I wanted it right. Sami Zayn just getting at Big E, and then Big E always trying to get back, and then the spin, and then he eventually gets a hot tag and just runs wild. Yeah. And he didn't just run wild. It was like a couple of moves, big ending, gets the win. It didn't make Sami Zayn look great.
No. And then the title match was set up backstage when him, Big E and R-Truth. No, this was on Big E and R-Truth were talking or something. Or was that on SmackDown? I can't remember. No, yeah, it was throughout the show because on the pre-show, Sammy's had a leaked video or something because he talked to Kayla and he goes, "Is this what you?"
That was really weird.
And
like,
you share this on your Instagram and this your derriere pictures. It made me chuckle.
They don't normally put anything like that on TV itself, especially because it ran Kayla Braxton's Instagram. It was good because they should use more stuff like that. Like that's
considering they are technically
outside of the regular programming, but yeah,
I was like, they are technically journalists.
Yeah,
if you think about it, like it does make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Big E gets that shot against Sami Zayn on SmackDown. But the show opened up with the first TLC match, and that was Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. And one thing I really liked about this show, all of them had something different.
Yeah.
All the special matches felt different. So this one, it was your typical WWE TLC match, typical table spots, ladder spots, like everything. If someone told you explain WWE TLC match, this would be it. The match goes on. Drew is down. AJ is down. The Miz comes out and he beats up Drew and AJ. Morrison hands the referee and says he's cashing in. He's cashing in. It's announced as the Miz is cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Miz climbs up.
I've never felt less excited about a cash-in.
I didn't, but I would have loved if it happened. But I think that's because I'm a Miz fan.
What you'd have had?
I don't care for Drew anymore, unfortunately. I was so happy when he won, but now I can take him or leave him. I like Miz. So.
I really don't at the moment. It just felt really flat. The best bit about this was John Morrison grabs the chair, hits Big Ninja. It breaks over Big Ninja's back, and he just turns around. You know, like Ospreay and Kota Ibushi in that best of the Super
when he does
Juniors
the
match.
flip and the camera cuts on Kota Ibushi, just looking back and seeing Ospreay stand.
Yeah, and then Keith Lee and Dijak did it like a week later on NXT.
Yeah,
it was like that. I really like that. Big Ninja's good.
He's great. But that's what happens. So Miz climbs up the ladder really slow as Morrison's hyping up from the outside. Almost like it looks like he's gonna go. Almost steps in the ring, just cradles the Miz, and just literally lifts him over the top rope and drops him. Quite like that. He's showing his strength. That he can just easily dispatch Miz like that. Morrison comes in, goes hit with a steel chair. Steel chair just breaks. Almost no sells it. That's great. And then basically becomes a triple threat match. Drew eventually picks up the win after a low blow under the ladder, stuff like that. Your typical TLC shenanigans happened, and Drew's still the champion. I'm fine for that. I just don't like unsuccessful cash-ins, and I'm glad they acknowledged it on Raw.
That's Oh yeah, no, but Miz going to end up getting it back.
Oh, he is, and I'm happy with that. Just because I hate an unsuccessful cash-in. I think it's a waste of a briefcase. I said it about Otis.
But doesn't that devalue it even more? Like you can get cashed in and you still get it back.
Well,
that renders it redundant. Oh no, I cannot. I couldn't be doing with that on Raw.
He didn't cash it in. Technically,
yeah, but he did though because the bell rang. That's the rule that we've always gone off.
Obviously, but technically, he didn't. Because he didn't hand it to the referee. It was Droma.
His name is on the contract. I'm not having it.
The referee shouldn't have accepted the briefcase from Morrison.
Yeah,
is how it should have worked.
They shouldn't. Don't do a cash in, ring the bell, have the match, and then just take it back the next night. It devalues it.
Yeah.
It was all no.
Sorry, because I'm home. I've just seen my mum's head poke through the door, and then she just throws something into my room. The joys of being back home. But yeah, what you said exactly. I think. Luckily, I'm a fan of Miz, so I'm gonna have bias.
Either just have the Miz cash it in, or just don't do it, or just like.
This will be the perfect opportunity, though. It comes out later on in the match when both of them have been through hell a bit more, and then he cashes it in, walks up slowly, pulls it down. Typical Miz. You know what I mean? I understand. I like that Omos got involved, but I wish it was Omos with Drew. If that made sense.
I couldn't think of a way to drive ratings down quicker than having Miz hold the top title.
I can, and it was Raw. We'll talk about it when we come to it. But my God, the opening of Raw. Oof. But next we had the SmackDown Women's title match, title match, and great match. Carmella Sasha.
It was, but Carmella should have been DQ'd about 4 times because of Reginald interference.
Reginald, really? Reginald. Like Reggie, you can get off with. Reggie, mate. Reginald.
I don't know who came up with that.
It's like they've gone, guys. We just need to come up with the most nerdiest name. Reginald. Boom. Easy. Coffee.
You're getting your main roster call up, but we're gonna call you Reginald.
What was he called before? I was trying to think, but I don't know whether I'm guessing he's new in it.
He did have he didn't have a name on TV, but he did because he was an NXT trainee.
Right.
But no, I can't remember. But he was never referred to by name. He was Sommelier, and then he was Reginald.
Reginald. Fucking Reginald. One thing I did like about this match was it was not setting up, it was teasing Corey Graves, because Corey Graves was the most biased commentator, and I quite liked it. So we all know they're together, and I know there were rumours that Corey, that he wanted to work as a manager or something like that.
Either reference it in canon, or just don't be different. Don't skirt around the point for the people who know.
Luckily, Corey is a heel commentator, so it didn't work. If you didn't know they're in a relationship, it still sort of works.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be made like, no. Only some people know this. You know what an Easter egg? It's like either reference it or don't.
Yeah. But it shows how much Carmella's improved. Because I remember when she had the Money in the Bank briefcase, you could see how she could be a really good future star. Like, she was improving, but I think after the cash in, it would have took a while. She has really come into her own. I would say.
She has. She's great. I'd have been a bigger fan of the match if it wasn't for it. Just WWE tailor the rules of each match to each individual match. They really need to publish like a rule book. I'm sure AEW have done that. You know, just on the website, just like on before every Ring of Honor match, they'd like show a graphic of the rules. And when it's War Games, NXT are all too keen to be like, here's the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
But for singles matches, it's like,
unfortunately,
we'll come on to it, but why are you tagging in and out in a street fight?
Yeah, unfortunately, it does allow them to have that rule breaking sense because there is no official rules technically. But in this match, I think everyone is expecting after saying, well, Sasha Banks carried her through. And that's not what we're saying, and I think that's a shining light of it. So what on Carmella? After this, we had a bit of a palate cleanser tag team match. The Hurt Business new tag team champions against the New Day. And I think the story of this was Cedric. Shelton's getting ready to pin. I think it was in Kofi. Cedric just tags himself in, runs in, hits the lumbar check things, and pins Kofi. Like it.
It was the right result, and like the finish actually had a bit of like character development.
That's the thing.
So thumbs up.
And that's the thing. And I think one thing I like is the Hurt Business couldn't be annoyed because they won the belts, and like you saw when they were celebrating on the ramp, Shelton wasn't annoyed because they got the win. But if they didn't get the win, he would have been annoyed. But he sort of Celtic.
It's exactly what AEW did with Matt Hardy and Private Party.
Is it? Yeah.
Just tagging in, getting the win. Except Matt Hardy got the pin, whereas Cedric Alexander actually hit a finishing move.
Yeah, like it very much.
But
good.
Women's tag.
Women's tag. This is the tag team champions come out, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and which is fine. As you'd expect, and then Asuka comes out and like, oh, who's the mystery tag team partner going to be? We all know who it is. I think it was either leaked or.
Well, it was leaked, and also Brian Alvarez just tweeted Charlotte.
Yeah, but she's back.
Brian Alvarez, he's funny. He winds people.
He does wind people well. He's good at it.
The positive is that Charlotte Flair is back. Mega star, big name, top wrestler.
Boost
Great.
that Raw division.
Bottom thing is to steal something from Wrestle Talk, she was the Omni Flare before. She's going to be the Omni Flare now, even more than normal, because she's eligible for all brands. And right, I know they've explained that friends and professional relationship, but I don't think Asuka should be calling up Charlotte Flair and saying, "Let's team." From a character standpoint, she's the person who ended her streak 2.5 years ago.
I think,
and also it was just a squash match. As soon as Charlotte got that hot tag, it was a squash match. They've built Nia Jax to be this monster on Raw. No one can stop her. Charlotte Flair dispatches her in about 3 minutes. How have we got from the final of being the final bit of the Lana Nia Jax storyline, Charlotte winning the title? How have we got to that point?
Well, because that's how it works. That's how all things end up in the women's
Charlotte
division.
Flair over everything.
Exactly.
The Omni Flair.
And the thing is, I actually like Charlotte Flair. I think she's an incredible wrestler, and she does bolster the company. She's just pushed too heavy.
Yeah. Well, it's good that she's back. Charlotte Flair's great, but just tone it down a bit. She steamrolled Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, who have been the unstoppable forces on Raw for months.
Yeah. It's Charlotte, and unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get away from it, but we always know that she's there.
It is better to have her back, though, than to not.
It's great to have her back.
Because she's an asset, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, other than Becca, she's the biggest women's star, and Ronda maybe. But in terms
I don't know,
Sasha, I suppose, as well, Bailey as well. But you know what I mean? She is there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows her. You know that she's an incredible wrestler. So good to see her back. I think that's all we can say. Well, welcome back, Charlotte.
Yeah, she was. I know I won't come on to it, but she was on Raw Talk, and as soon as she sat down at the table, R-Truth was like, "Did you know there's an old man going around here using your last name?"
Truth is, guys, I saw the Ricochet stuff on Raw Talk as well.
Where he was nearly crying.
Yeah.
And then R-Truth was like, "I believe in you, Richard O'Shea."
R-Truth is great, isn't he? We'll move on now. A great match.
So much.
Universal Champion Roman Reigns defeating Kevin Owens. My God, my favourite match of the night.
Yep.
And yet, it was the easiest storytelling that WWE has ever done. It was valiant babyface, fights against the odds to nearly win the match. He doesn't give up.
Such a simple concept. And it elevated both. The best thing is, it made Kevin Owens look better in defeat.
Yep. Great.
It's storytelling 101.
Exactly.
Just come out looking better than you did before. It was great. Obviously, Roman Reigns won, but do you think we're just going to get another Roman win on SmackDown because it's in a steel cage?
That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, what's going to happen here? You had an incredible match at TLC. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, that's just the thing. It's like, I know Kevin Owens had an unreal showing, but what has he done to earn a rematch?
Nothing, really.
It was a clean win for Roman. All right, Jey Uso got involved, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's a TLC match, anything goes.
Yeah, I just can't believe they booked it. Is that SmackDown?
Yeah.
Do you think? No, I was saying. Do you know because it's a Christmas episode? Do you think they do a shock title change? But that's going to be Big E in it.
Yeah. Oh no, they wouldn't do two.
Yeah.
They'd cancel each other out.
Imagine. But what a match this was. It was Roman being a big prick of just not relenting. And that's...
Yeah.
And not stopping. It was the match, the point where I was like, this is an incredible match, is when Roman, look, he's done, I think he does a power bombing through the announce desk or table or something. And he thinks he's going to win. He's strolling up the ladders and he looks up at the ring post and he goes to take and he just stops. And the camera just pans down to KO holding on with one hand. And I was like, this is how you book a babyface in this kind of match. Really,
yeah.
Really.
It was just relentless babyface, just don't know when to quit.
Yeah.
Did you see the WWE Chronicle with Kevin Owens?
I haven't watched it yet, but that is definitely on my to watch list. I'm going to watch it
It just made you more invested in the match. It was just, Kevin Owens fights for his family. He'll do anything to win. It was just good. It's just good character development. If they were to put any of that kind of stuff on the main shows, it would improve the product tenfold.
Yeah, I think as you see from my hoodie, I'm a KO fan. I've got the OG, just all black, the hoodie that just says KO because it's Kevin Owens. He's great.
Have you seen what? Sorry,
no, go on.
It's really off topic, but have you seen what AEW were doing?
No.
So last night they tweeted out a picture of Kevin Owens, of Dustin Rhodes and of like 7, and they've just put up a picture an hour ago of 2 Dustin Rhodes staring at each other with the alphabet in the middle.
I saw that. What does it?
I don't know. I don't know where they're going, but I like it. So
yeah, I think it is strange. It's a bit of a character shift, but maybe Dustin needs it.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, main event. Well, God, we are overrunning big time.
Yeah, main event. Randy Orton versus versus the Fiend, and a Firefly Inferno match. And I think everyone was like, "Well, what's a Firefly Inferno match?" And then I realised, and absolutely like an idiot, it's an Inferno match, innit?
Yeah, I didn't really know what it was. I think if you were to ask me, I think I would have just said it's just fire, but it's because Bray Wyatt, Firefly.
Yeah, that's what. At first, I was like, Firefly Inferno. What's his name? I'm like, oh, idiot, Firefly. It's only called that because it's Bray. But what I said about earlier on about these matches all having a different shift in style. This was. The thing is, the match wasn't actually amazing in terms of it wasn't like fluid wrestling or something, but it was just the Fiend trying to burn Randy Orton and vice versa.
Yeah, it was just a case of just trying to kill each other. It was
one thing,
like literally. Yeah, the visual was cool. It for me, yes, in the moment it was really good. It will be enhanced dependent on how the Fiend comes back.
Yes,
that for me will be the real decider of how good this is.
But I think for now you can't take that into account. If you just got to take on the face of it, I think it's just the way they did it of Randy pushing Fiend into the fire, the jacket burning, and they're like, oh wow, okay, that's quite a cool shot. He gets in the ring and the fire goes out. I'm like, is that it? Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's just Randy going to that place, pours the gasoline all over him and just sets this mannequin on fire. But because if you're into the match, it's like, oh my, this visual of Orton just staring at the burning Fiend.
Yeah, I said it to you in chat. I just wanted a decisive ending. Yes, I know killing a man is a decisive ending, and I know it might have killed the mood, but ring the bell, and now just have Mike Roden go, Randy Orton's the winner. Just like really like quickly or something.
I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad I didn't because I just like the shock. The shock of Randy's just burnt a man alive, guys.
I'm just looking from the perspective if you're really looking forward to seeing this match, you've decided you've been working all week, hard on the graft, and you've saved up your money to watch the pay-per-view, and then it gets to the final bit and there's not a decisive winner.
I suppose you could say that, but it's like WrestleMania. I know obviously you got with Undertaker and AJ, yes, it was a decisive winner in terms of buried, but you saw the hand come up. But everyone loved that.
Yeah.
I liked it just because it was.
That was cinematic, though. I think you can get away with it when it's cinematic. I don't know. Something just didn't sit right with me because it's in a ring. If it was outside of a ring, that would have been fine.
I think a ringing of the bell just wouldn't have worked. I don't think it would have had that.
Okay, I can see where people are coming from.
I can see why people it might
ruin the mood. But it's just what you prefer, really. Isn't it?
That visual.
I'm going to take another break.
Yeah, the visual of the Fiend burning was great, and then obviously he set up what happened on Raw, which was love that segment. Love the segment.
I don't know. I was gonna go for a break, but I kind of feel like I should stick around for the opening segment. So what was it?
Oh, no, it's all right. It's not the opening segment was something a lot different. I can guarantee that when you go, I will be still ranting about the opening segment of Raw.
Oh, it was the big sexy muscle friends.
So Raw opens up with the big sexy muscle friends.
Right, I'll be back in a minute.
You know what? Last week you had your lowest ever. You had your lowest ever viewing on Monday Night Raw. So what do you do to open up the show? Do you go with addressing the Fiend? Do you go with maybe a big match, a big title match to open up the show? And instead you have Charlotte Flair and Asuka just addressing the crowd. Yes, Charlotte Flair's returned. Woohoo! But does anyone care? Does anyone genuinely care that Charlotte Flair has returned? Because I know I don't. Do a lot of people? Because who genuinely cares? Like you had your lowest viewings on Raw for a long time, yet you open the show with Charlotte Flair. I know you love her, and I know she's an incredible asset to the company, but don't do that. It's no one is interested, unfortunately, and that's a shame because that women's tag team division could be great.
Who's no one interested in?
People are not bored of Charlotte Flair, but they don't want to see her on every show. You have now given her the opportunity to do that, and now that she's opened it up as well, it was such a flat opening. You should have bounced off the momentum of TLC.
I think you can get away with this because apart from the Fiend, it was the main talking point of the show, and also she's a Raw branded superstar.
I know,
I don't think you. I know where you're coming from. It feels like, look, Charlotte Flair's here, guys. Look, we're opening Raw with Charlotte Flair. Look how great she is. But I think you can get away with it on this case.
You've had your lowest views. You want people to watch, and one criticism of WWE over the past year is how the women's tag team titles are being devalued and boring. Yet you are opening. Have it as going into the second hour. You open it up with a really good match. Even like Angel Garza Gulak, I wouldn't have been opposed to opening that and go, "Hi guys, welcome to Monday Night Raw." And today we've got a battle of two people who I don't know. Or even like
it'd be good if they'd have just done what AEW did and just been like, "Oh yeah, here's a match straight away."
That's the thing. NXT did it. I think last week or the week before, and it really helps the show because what you're going to watch a show for. Well, it's a wrestling show. You're going to watch the wrestling. So if you open up, people go, "Okay, I'll stay for this match." Even if it was like the Hurt Business versus someone, open up, and then after the match, it's MVP just cutting a promo. Great, fair enough. I think Raw should always open with the promo, just because it's Monday Night Raw. But I just wish there was something a bit more. But say I told you when you come back, I'd still be ranting about it. One thing I did love, by the way, the WWE network exclusive is Shelton Benjamin dedicating his title win to Shad Gaspar. That was really nice. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that. That was obviously really good. There's not more you can say than that.
No, just it was nice. Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak in. When I saw the match, I was like, wow. You wouldn't have expected it, but they had the opportunity and they tried to make the most of it. Angel Garza gave a rose to Sarah Schreiber, and then into the ring, hits the win, which is great. I thought this was going to be a 24/7 match. I'm thank God it wasn't because it's Angel Garza. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want more to say. I'm just glad Angel Garza and Gulak are on TV. You know what I mean? Don't know if he's here. Is he here? Is he gone? Oh, he's gone. Didn't realise. Didn't have StreamYard open up. We'll wait until he's back. We'll keep on going. I'm just going to get his things. T-Bar. Oh, no, I've got to stay for T-Bar. We'll see if he can return. There we go. Here we go. He's back.
I accidentally closed all my tabs just as I was going to talk about how beautiful Angel Garza is.
Go on. Talk about how beautiful he is.
Well, he's very beautiful. And I'd like to be under the mistletoe with him. But my only criticism is, after everything they did with Charlie Caruso, why would he then say this to Sarah Schreiber? Get Caruso in.
Exactly. My own thinking was it's him being
it's not hard.
Mario, but it isn't hard, like you said.
I like Sarah Schreiber, but the story's there with Charlie Caruso. Charlie Caruso's like unpopular hot take. I think she's better than Renee Young.
Ooh, it's a hot take.
I think Charlie Caruso has come on so much in the past couple of. She does ESPN.
I can agree with that. I can 1,000,000% agree. She couldn't leave them bound. But it's Renee. I love Renee Young. I'm a fan of.
Renee Young is superb. All right, okay. I think they're on a level playing field, but I think people need to level them a bit more. But yeah, I like Angel Garza, and hopefully he'll get a push, and it's not just a filler segment.
Yeah, I hope it's not because he is great.
But unfortunate for Drew Gulak, but at least he can go back to the PC and teach Keith Lee how to wrestle.
Unreal, isn't it? It's unreal. I can't believe that Keith Lee was told to go back. Keith Lee. But also thinking, what am I going to say? I forgot what I'm going to say. Something about the boys. I think all the backstage presenters on the main roster, like, obviously Charlie's that in the main woman now that Renee's left. Kayla Braxton is a great backstage one. Like, they've got personality. The only one I don't think has a massive one, and that's Sarah Schreiber. But that's because she hasn't been on there as long.
No, I think at the moment Elise Ashton is the most robotic, but she'll find her feet eventually.
Yeah,
but she does this week in WWE with Scott Stanford and the occasional show.
Oh, I love Scott Stanford. I don't love Scott Stanford. That's a complete lie. Yeah, that's one thing I quite love with they took Renee a while, but yet she developed a personality, and that's what Charlie and Kayla are doing right now. Well, I think Charlie and Kayla have got one, and Sarah Schreiber will develop.
Kayla has. I'm not as big of a fan of Kayla, but that's probably just because she does the bump, and I find everyone on the bump very annoying.
I prefer Kayla to Charlie because I like. For me, I won't say I regularly watch the bump, but I will look at the bump and they'll be like, because I think it is the bump comes across as four wrestling fans talking about wrestling.
Yeah, well they are, but Evan T. Mac's annoyed and Ryan Verpola's a bit creepy.
He's a bit creepy. I don't mind Evan.
He's obsessed with Sasha Banks to an unhealthy level.
I think a lot of people are on Twitter. I'll be honest.
I know he's just reflective of the general population, but
I'm not a fan of her. Hot take. I think they're a
not
better
to the point, not to the extent of some people are. But then again, everyone's got favourites, haven't they?
Yeah, everyone's got favourites. I know she's an incredible wrestler, but like, if I had to book a match or something, I don't think I'd choose her.
I voted in the Impact Wrestling year-end awards, and I added in the Wrestler of the Year category. I put other, and they asked you to state who, and I'd put Swinger.
I beg, you're the only person that's done. Did you have to put
I've
your name?
seen someone else do it.
Damn it! I was hoping you have to put your name. And on Impact, Swinger finds out the votes and sees that two people have voted for him, and he goes, "Thank you, Simon and Bob." The Swinger reference.
Dream come true.
Imagine.
Miz TV. I've said my bit.
Excuse me, T-Bat. We've missed so much. No, we haven't. Ignore me. You're right.
Yeah.
It's TV. Do you want to talk about it?
No, don't. To be honest,
No.
Miz is getting his briefcase back. Miz shouldn't get his briefcase back. Don't care. Didn't ask.
So
ratioed.
Ratioed by Simon. No, so yeah, Monday Night Raw. It was Miz TV, and Miz comes out and talks about it. And really, something same with Morrison, and then was it Keith Lee? Who was the other guest? It was Morrison, Miz,
Sheamus and Drew.
AJ as well. Sorry, and AJ goes, "You didn't cash it in," and he's like, "Yeah, you're right. I didn't cash it in. It was what's it called? It was John." And then he just goes, "Whoever in the back, I demand to get my briefcase back." And I know how you feel. I'm just gonna say my piece. I don't mind it. I know I should dislike it.
Each to their own. I'm not. No.
The only reason I like it is because I hate a fail cashing, and this rectifies it for me. Not massively, but it rectifies it a little bit.
I like failed cash-ins if they fuel character development. Not that there's been not that there's been any of them. I'm just trying to think. Sandow should have won. Corbin got rolled up by Jinder. Brock Lesnar won a match he wasn't even in.
Yeah.
He won though, didn't he? Money in the Bank's been a shambles.
Yeah, but he technically wasn't the briefcase holder. Technically, if you think about it. So, yeah. Fucking
T-Bar versus
fucking shitty briefcase.
Oh, it's Dijak. Oh, right. It hit Feast Your Eyes. That was my favourite bit of Raw.
He did hit Feast Your Eyes. And
T-Bar versus Ricochet. When he hit it, I honestly did the feast. Where he put his arms out, your eyes. Not that he did it. Only if he did done that, I'd have loved this.
Dijak is great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cool move, and it's a really cool setup for it because it's it's got the actions and I love Feast Your Eyes. I'm really sad he doesn't do it now.
It's basically like the GTS, but instead he sort of throws them, stops them, and then knees them.
Yeah, well, it's a torture rack, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's like a burning hammer blade, knees them, so good. Sammy Guevara does it really well as well. Yeah, T-Bar got the win. Ricochet was reduced to tears on Raw Talk.
Okay. Was it a bit embarrassing that he started crying on Raw Talk? Because we didn't cry, but
no, because he's just trying to do anything to be relevant. Look, do you remember when we were like, oh yeah, what segment on Talking Smack this is between Paul Heyman and Big E? I'm really excited to see where this goes. And then on SmackDown, Big E's pranking Sami Zayn and winning his slam Sammy. It's like, well, what was the point? And don't do it a couple of weeks down the line because then it just undermines it. Make the change straight away.
On Tuesday, Big E comes out, typical Big E, and in that match he's joking about, and then Paul Heyman walks out, and not in terms of he just goes out and unfortunately I don't think he's canon, but he just nods to him and just says,
"It is canon. It's on Talking Smack. It's their own network show that they promote." I love
if Heyman comes out and just goes, "Just remember what I said." And so then Sammy gets annoyed. What's Heyman doing out here? He should be out here. And Big E switched it. He just turns serious, wins the belt, and goes, "Okay, it's time." And you never have Paul Heyman managing him, but Paul Heyman's in the background just going, "You can be a star if you put yourself to it."
If they don't consider Talking Smack canon, then there's something. Then I might as well cancel the network because I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah. We had the MVP lounge. What's it called? What's the lounge? What's the lounge called?
The VIP lounge.
VIP lounge. Thank you.
Oh god, this was horrific. I hate it. God,
yeah. So they all held up the belts. They took a picture. Who was in the background? R-Truth.
You get it, lol, because he's stupid and has the 24/7 title. And then, would you look at that? It's Eric and the lads.
It's the boys. Right. We didn't really talk about it when it happened. Do you think MVP wins the title?
No.
Or Lashley?
No.
Do you think Lashley drops the title to MVP?
No.
The United States and Lashley wins the big one? Really?
No. I think this is just as far as they go with it.
I'm gonna say I think the way
I don't think Raw would do a draped in gold storyline.
You don't think?
No. No, I hate to put those plans to rest, but if they had a bigger guy than MVP, yes.
Yeah.
But no.
You had the Hardy Bros against Lashley and MVP. The Hardy Bros.
Riddle cut one of the worst, but it was a good promo, but the verbiage is, hey. It was basically like, hi, like, do you get it? I'm high.
We all complained that. No, we didn't complain, but they actually just made him. Why don't they just make him spark a blunt?
Jeff Hardy looked confused.
I think Hardy always looks confused, but yeah.
Riddle. We said it last time. Riddle should be laid back guy until he gets in the ring and gets serious. Yeah. And when he's in the ring, he does get serious. But they've reduced him to just high guy who wrestles, not laid back MMA fighter.
That's the thing. This guy was in the UFC.
Yeah.
Like,
Otis is an Olympic wrestler, but they have him portrayed dullard.
mental, innit? Like, you've got people on your roster who... Keith Lee is like a 12-year, 15-year vet or something. Unreal.
Yeah. Don't worry, it'll get better with Jackson Riker versus Grand Metalite.
Yeah, Jackson Riker picks up the win.
Right,
Of
so
course, it's
basically,
Jackson Riker beating a Mexican.
I thought about that. In this, Elias called him Riker twice. I thought he dropped the first name, but then Byron Saxton called him Jackson Riker. This was Jackson Riker's first match on the main roster.
Yeah, he never had one, did he?
He didn't have one as part of Forgotten Sons, 2 on 2 others.
No, it was always Cutler and Blake.
Well, I'd say he looked good, but he didn't really do all. His finish is just, it's all right. So he's got a good look, but
I'm not a fan of him.
He just don't feel anything. I don't feel anything.
Do you know when people's actions, like, they do something outside and it just makes you think? It's the same with Riker.
Yeah,
And
that was Lars's first match since February 22nd, when the Forgotten Sons defeated Cesar Bononi, Dan Mather, and Brendan Vink.
Oh, Brendan Vink.
Tony Modra.
Tony Modra. Yeah. What were we going to say? I forgot now.
I don't care. And I hate that Elias song. I'm wearing an Elias t-shirt right now, but that song is it's so tedious. Do you remember when I said that he sang all the way through a Ricochet Jeff Hardy match?
Yeah.
This was basically it, except that Ricochet Jeff Hardy match went for 3 times as long.
That's what it was. Genuinely, having beat anyone that's American, don't bring him back.
Grand Metalite's good.
Yeah.
The guy's a cruiserweight tournament finalist.
Just don't make him beat a Mexican in his first match. We all know a man of Mexican descent. Like, he's not
of Mexican descent. He's just straight up Mexican.
Is he? Like,
yeah.
You could have done anyone.
He was in CMLL until he signed for WWE.
Well, all right. One segment that we can talk about, which was really good. Orton comes out. He dresses his actions. He talks about the voices in his head. I'm never a fan of that because I'm not a fan of Orton. Just always going about talk about his voices.
Yeah, you shouldn't address it. It should just be a thing that
we all know.
Known but never.
The commentators can say it, but he can't address it.
Seen
anyway,
but not heard. Yeah.
Anyway, he's talking about the voices, and he said the Fiend is dead. He's burned. He's buried. Obviously, do. Now, any chance you got shitty ass when you saw the do? Did you any chance think that the Fiend had come out?
No, because I already knew that this had happened.
Oh, right. So I was watching it live. I was
yes, I would have done it.
Please no. And then lights go out, and it stays out for a while. I'm like, okay. Lights come back on. There's a full play set in the ring. You've got like a rocking horse. You've got some and then you've got a swing that Alexa's swinging on, which is great. Alexa's swinging on the swing. She's having fun, and she's cutting a promo by saying you've just unleashed something new. And yeah, I think I'm for this. It was an amazing visual.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, I'm not. I've said before, I don't particularly get all. Well, I get it, but I'm not into the Alexa Bliss stuff. It's not going to win me over. It's just not for me. I don't think it was bad. It was there.
Not your thing.
It's not my thing, but it looked very good in comparison to what had come before it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was the visuals were incredible. Also, what do you think the Fiend? We've started about in chat, but do you think when the Fiend come back, his mask is like burnt? Because obviously we know what the mask looks incredible anyway, and I'm pretty confident. Didn't he share on his Twitter a picture of the mask burnt?
Maybe, I don't know. I've not thought about that. I've seen people saying that he's going to be number 30 in the Rumble.
Okay. I know if that. I'd like if the mask was. Do you know, like, if the mask had eroded away at the bottom and it covers up his neck now, but it's just plastic. Like, it's like the mask is just taking over him a bit, and it's a bit like it's a melted feature, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know that.
No, I get that.
We know the guy who creates a mask can create a good-looking one. We've seen it from that one. I'd like it if it was just he had massive burn marks all over it, because he has technically been burnt alive.
Yeah, it's just off topic, but I've just remembered it now. AJ Styles. Have you seen who he says he wants to face at Mania?
Edge or Triple H?
I've seen people genuinely getting behind an AJ Styles Triple H match.
You know, I wouldn't be against it. I don't know. I think
it's time to go, though, isn't it?
it's time to go.
He's 51. Can't we let someone else have a chance?
But AJ, Triple H.
Triple H.
Yeah, I don't think it should be Triple H. I'd be happy for
Edge. Edge is fine, but I think they'll go down the Orton route. But if you can get Edge back for Rumble, maybe.
I'd like.
I don't know.
I want Triple H if he's. I'd like that he can still wrestle, but I want it to be a proper match. And I don't think he's really up for it, Triple H.
Well, I just want new guys. What's the desire to keep going back to the old guys?
Well, this isn't obviously there because it's just AJ wanting the match.
Yeah, but he said he's going to try and get it in the same way he got the Undertaker. But like, Edge is fine because he's an active competitor. Edge is fine. I just don't want. I don't want the people like Goldberg. He just shows up and.
Well, we'll talk about it for the main event segment.
Yeah, for me, Triple H would be on the same level as Goldberg at the moment. I don't want to see it.
I don't think same level, but I think I'd be opposed to it rather than for it. But the main event was a street fight.
Asuka and Charlotte versus Peyton and Lacey.
Sorry, Asuka and Charlotte win.
What they do? You're not wrong.
Yeah, I know they had to win. I know they did, but.
Peyton Royce said in the match to Lacey Evans, "What are you doing? We're a team." Peyton Royce also put on Twitter 2 weeks ago that she will never be in a team with anyone that isn't Billie Kay. So make of that what you will.
Yeah.
It's something happens on TV and then something happens on Twitter. It's like retribution. They don't align.
You know my thoughts.
Yeah. You know my thoughts on this as well.
I know the main event. It was a street fight match, triple threat, 3v3 tag team match. Yeah, apparently rules don't matter in doing a street fight. They were tagging in and out, but they were still using street fight kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say FTR would be proud of this match with the way they insisted on tags, but then again, if FTR follow the rules, then they'd do a street fight.
Yeah.
So maybe they wouldn't be. Yeah, like it's not even that bad. Like it's last Raw before Christmas. You might as well have a holiday match.
Yeah, everyone
It'd have been fine. It'd have been fine if you just wrestled to the stipulation.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of years ago. I think it was Ziggler Cesaro maybe, or Miz Ziggler in like a Nightmare on Elm Street match or something.
Miracle on 34th Street fight.
Yeah, and that was fun. When it's a 1v1, I think it's fine. A tag team, yeah.
Yeah. Also, didn't they not use like any weapons till like the final 90%?
Yeah,
the
final
final
5 minutes. I think they ended up using them. The rest was just a normal tag team.
This wasn't the way to end. I mean, Keith Lee got the win, and that's good because he's avenging the loss that he got to Miz. But then Sheamus Bro kicked him, and Keith Lee just he don't feel special. He don't do any of the things that make him Keith Lee. You know?
Yeah, it's. I just feel so sorry for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about because what can you say? He has been shafted by creative. In terms of, if you ended it with Keith Lee stood in the middle with McIntyre and Sheamus holding his hand up, I would have liked that because, Lee's won, and then before it ends, it's Lee staring at the title, maybe just adding a bit of,
of something. Yeah, he don't feel like he's going anywhere. He's just stagnant. He's just another guy on Raw in that scene.
Exactly.
Have you watched the Stone Cold sessions?
I haven't watched. I'm not a fan of Stone Cold, so no.
Really?
No, I'm not. Do you know, like when he returns?
Shoot.
I think he's a very entertaining guy. And I know why he's loved, and I can understand. I've just never been a big Stone Cold guy.
Okay. Stone Cold sessions are really good, though.
Are they?
Even if
Yeah,
you're
I
not
think
the
it
biggest
was,
fan.
do you know the Moxley one, the Ambrose one, where it was very,
Yeah.
very not
Oh,
hostile.
that was the Stone Cold podcast. That wasn't a Broken Skull session.
Oh, his Broken Skull session's his own.
It's different. So the Stone Cold podcast was basically getting hosts on, and like basically talking to them about what's going on, and why isn't Cesaro reaching for the brass ring, that kind of thing. Broken Skull sessions is getting in Goldberg, The Undertaker, Kane, and basically doing a career retrospective. It's just them reliving the career, and obviously they cross some paths of the greatest moments with them and Stone Cold, and what was going on at that time, and it's really good. It's just it's a career retrospective with Stone Cold, basically.
Is it on like Spotify? So there's our
No, it's just on the network.
So
but no, it is different to the Stone Cold podcast.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Broken Skull Sessions. I'm Stone Cold.
Oh, the hell, my finger. But yeah, that was Raw. Again, it's a drag, but Jesus Christ, we nearly got for 2 hours.
I know. I don't know what's happened.
Well, you know what? To end it on a good note before we go to Christmas, when you know what happens once TLC's done, you know what? Do you know what? We're getting in our car and we're going on the road. What's the road to? It's Rumble.
It's the road to the Rumble.
So we are around 5 to 6 weeks. It's on the 30th.
The road to Impact Wrestling Genesis.
3, 4, 5. We're around nearly 6 weeks away.
It's 6 weeks from when it was Sunday.
Yeah. Now, as you can see on the screen, early Royal Rumble predictions. I want your 6 weeks away from now. Who's your women's? Who's your men's winner? Especially if they win on the TLC.
I feel like we do this every week. It's the same. It's the same. It's Biggie and Bianca.
I'm changing it up. Bayley. I'm gonna go for Bayley. My men's is because I've seen rumors of men's. I've seen rumors of Goldberg. And
Goldberg doesn't need to win the Rumble to get a title match. He's Goldberg.
I want a baby. I want a surprise one. But I'm trying to think who could be that surprise. I'm gonna go Keith. I don't think it's a massive surprise, but
I know I'm going back to it, but I keep going back to stuff. Have you seen WWE Untold Goldberg the Streak, where it just looks at the Goldberg streak?
I don't like Goldberg, so I refuse to watch it.
Okay, it's quite interesting.
Is it?
God, he's 53. Yeah.
I suppose I understand.
Yeah, they look at how he just stat padded his streak by facing the same guy like 20 times.
Not poor Goldberg. What we do, we won't talk about the Rumble in terms of predictions until the final week, until the 26th is when we'll make our final Royal Rumble predictions, because that's when we're going to have a better scope of the land.
I got it wrong last year on both of them. I said whoever came second in both Rumbles. I said Roman and Charlotte.
I can't remember who I went for. You got Charlotte.
Not Charlotte. I said Shayna. Charlotte won. Roman and Shayna for sure.
I can't remember who I went for, but I can have another look. But yeah, God, that's all I want to do. Make my outro so we can end bang on 2 minutes.
Yeah,
2 hours.
I would say just quickly. Impact Wrestling will be good this week. I can't remember what's on it. There's no show. AW will probably be fine. It's just a quiet week of wrestling.
Yeah, it's Christmas Day wrestling. Obviously, SmackDown is tonight. It's been recorded tonight, but obviously going out on Friday. But you'll see the things on our channel, the Sports Corner. We've got Josh every day. I think his internet did hold up, so every day he's doing a darts watch along. They've been doing really well. So if you've tuned into this, we thank you very much. Me and Simon are every week on a Tuesday, even over the Christmas period. We're still here. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's tuned into Josh's darts watch along. They've been great. The views have been great. He's enjoyed doing it. Can follow that. We should, fingers crossed, it's all to do with the pandemic. We should be back in the studio January time. We may have live Royal Rumble reactions, possibly. That's with the wrestling. The NFL Corner may return for the playoffs. And yeah, I think that's it. But Simon, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a long one, but thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been, in fairness, wrestling's a busy week. We've got a bunch of New Year's shows, so that's going to be fun. But we'll see you next week for. Well, I don't think there's anything, but we'll see you next week. Ta-ta.
No, there's not.
Bye-bye.